Back here on the Charles, streaming live on the Ivy League Digital Network. I'm Erin Driscoll. We're here for the grand final of the lightweight women's second varsity. Closest to us in lane 5, we have BU. In the middle, lane 4 is Radcliffe. And in the far lane, lane 3, is Wisconsin. Looks like we're getting the crews aligned right now. Looks like all three boats are pointed. It's really become more of a tailwind, less of a cross. So the coxswains are dealing with a little bit less here. And you can see all three crews are sitting ready with those blades buried, except for a few BU oars. Yep, get those blades in. And the aligner is still asking the stake boat people to adjust the position of the bow balls. Want to make sure that everyone's starting with their bow balls completely level. Still working on that alignment. All three crews looking pretty focused. The Radcliffe crew in particular, very internal right now. You don't see them looking out at the other crews as much. And again, what you want to see at the start is you don't want to see any of the paint of the blades out of the water. So you want to look for those blades to be completely submerged. Still working on alignment. Just want to make sure that we have a completely fair race here. This will be the last race that we stream today. Just before this, we did have the varsity 8s, with Stanford winning that race in a pretty hotly contested battle with Radcliffe and BU. Great day for racing out here. And we're still working on that alignment. We are past the official start time, so as soon as we have alignment, and it looks like there's a Wisconsin rower raising her hand. I'm not sure if that's just the coxswain working on her point or if there's any problem in the boat. It looks like they might be talking with the officials right now. Can't quite make out what they're saying. And it seems that the Wisconsin girls were worried that they were starting a little bit down on the other crews. But it seems like the aligner has everything covered. And something to keep in mind is that the aligner is working to make sure that the bow balls behind the rowers are aligned. And he's not actually lining up the rowers themselves. So sometimes you will see that it seems as if a boat is starting up, but they are, in fact, even at the bow balls. And that can just be different depending on the different type of boat that's being rowed. Resolutes in particular, which it looks like BU and Radcliffe are in. They are very short boats. So the Wisconsin girls, who I think are in a pocock, I'm not entirely sure, they might feel as though they're down. They are in fact even. Still working on getting that alignment exactly perfect. We have a very committed aligner here. And we have alignment. The official is going into the starting sequence. He's polling the crews. All crews are sitting ready. Flag is raised. And we're off here in this second varsity lightweight women's final. And it looks like Radcliffe is off to a great start. They look solid here. You can see that their catches are going in pretty nicely, especially compared to the Wisconsin crew right next to them. It's especially apparent that the Radcliffe catches are going right in. And you can see that that's already made a difference. They're already up on that Wisconsin crew. They look to be about level with BU. Hard to say from this angle, though. Keeping in mind that all of these athletes have already raced once this morning in the heats. Radcliffe and Wisconsin were the respective heat winners. BU with the next fastest time, earning all 3 crews spots in this grand final. And it looks like we have really clean racing here. BU maybe up a couple seats on Radcliffe. Wisconsin still hanging with both crews, but they are back perhaps 3/4 of a length. Let's check in on those stroke rates. Radcliffe striking 35. BU also at 35. Same with Wisconsin. So all crews are about equal in their stroke rate. We're through that first 500 meter mark, so we are in the second 500 meters of this race now. All crews looking very solid. I think the BU might be up half a length, and it looks like the Radcliffe coxswain is sitting on the bow seat of that Wisconsin boat, so I know she's going to be looking over to her right, and she's going to be calling her rowers to drive her to that bow ball and on up toward BU. I see the BU coxswain looking over at that Radcliffe boat. She has to be worried that they're going to get ready to make a press at that halfway mark, which is what we've been seeing all day. Radcliffe is going to want this victory. And all 3 crews looking pretty smooth here. Wisconsin is maintaining contact with Radcliffe. And it looks like BU has opened up their lead a little bit here. But I would say that there is still overlap. And it looks like Radcliffe is pressing on that BU lead. Just at the 1K mark here, halfway through. Rowers are going to go under the bridge, so the BU and Radcliffe crews will lose sight of each other momentarily. Sometimes this is a place where the coxswain might call a move to surprise the other team out of the bridge. So as we also come out of the bridge, we'll see where the crews are. Yeah, it looks like BU's still up, but I think that Radcliffe is closing in. And you can see for all the teams, the rowers are very focused in their boat. Radcliffe has decreased their stroke rate a little bit, which can happen in the third 500. And it looks like they've just picked it back up. Making a move as all 3 crews drive towards the last 500 meters. You have to know that they're all thinking about what they can do in the last quarter of the race to get their bow ball over the line first. BU just trying to hang on to their lead. Radcliffe pressing up, and it looks like Wisconsin has made a big move. They've definitely gained ground back on Radcliffe and BU, and it does look like the crews are getting a little bit close together here. I think the official is warning the coxswains. I can't say for sure who's in the wrong. My bet would be that BU is a little too close to the Cambridge shore right now. But again, no contact between the crews. Clean racing. BU still up about a length. Wisconsin drawing even with Radcliffe. Radcliffe is going to need to bring it up another notch if they want to keep in contention here. I see that BU coxswain is urging her crew on, but nothing is for sure. Looks like BU has upped their stroke rate. Radcliffe as well. Wisconsin as well. All three crews doing what they can to get to that line first. BU is maintaining their lead, and you know, it's really hard to say between Radcliffe and Wisconsin. I think Wisconsin may have edged Radcliffe a little bit. It's very close, back and forth. And I do think that both the Radcliffe and Wisconsin crews are closing in on BU. They're urging each other on, going together. We are in the last 250 here. Crews are all in here. They're in their sprint, working toward their maximum stroke rate. I see that raised orange flag. We're going to look for the drop. BU in the lead. All crews pressing toward that line. Driving out there. Oh, wow. Very, very close. All crews within a second, I would say. And it looks like some of the crews have not realized that they have crossed the line. And all crews at a paddle now. Now, that was very close. I would say that BU took it, but it's very hard for me to say that. I couldn't be sure. And if you all viewing it could see that flag going up and down, it was all within a second. So